choc. They're just normal choc chip ones.
Yeah.
They're like a little bit crunchy and then a little bit gooey. Perfect.
Yeah, worth the calories, I reckon.
Well, I think that too.
I love a good chocolate chip cookie. I reckon the chunkier, the better.
Yeah, I'm so there.
Hands down. Hands down, the chunkier, the better.
Are we live? We're live, aren't we?
So, are we live?
I think so,
Maybe.
yeah.
Sounds like
Just talking about cookies.
Hey, Uncle Terry. We are live. Hello, we're live. Good morning, good evening, good day.
Oh, thank God Mike put his boobs away.
I didn't have my boobs out. What are you talking about? They're nipples, mate. All right, I don't have boobs. I have a chest. Hey, hello, everybody. How are we? What's going on? You are talking. Thank you. Hey, guys. Hey, Carls. Now, what's the bet? I'll put it out there that Carly will try and make me crack by saying something smart-assery. No. There you go. See? Straight away, right?
Finished.
Straight away. I adjusted my lighting, Carly, so I look like I've got a tan smartass.
He's trying to keep up with the glowing.
I can't keep up with the Stuart tan that you guys are just born with. Born brown.
Tan in a can.
What's that?
Tan in a can.
Yeah, 10 in a can, for sure. For sure. Hello, everybody. How are we? What's going on? I hope you're well. We are going to talk about an exciting topic today that Erin and I actually were talking about yesterday, is about how weight loss is a metaphor for life, right? It's a pretty cool topic to discuss. And if you've got any questions to do with health and wellness, like, I know it's not a Q&A session, but I'd like to extend a warm welcome to anybody that wants to fire away about specifically to do with weight loss and anything like that. So I'm just going to double check we're live across all platforms. It looks like we are. Whoa, hold on. Shots fired.
And that's a Facebook user. Who is that?
Yeah, okay. Hiding behind their own comment. This is good. I love this shit. I love getting shit hung on me. I don't mind people hanging shit on me because I can take it and I dish it just as good. But I have a feeling it's one of the boys, and they're hiding behind. They haven't checked their comment out yet. Sorry, their name out yet at the top to say it. But no, I can't see the comment. I can't see who did it. But I'll go. I'll go in there later on and find out. So, smartassery away. We're talking about a very serious topic. Actually, what is Shein in? I don't get it.
Is that the commenter? The YouTube commenter?
Oh, Chic. Yes. No, it's not. It didn't come up at YouTube. It's on Facebook. So anyway, for any of you guys that are joining us today and want to ask questions and want your name displayed up there above my head, there's a blue thing called chat.restream. Please click on the link above and it will take you there and display your name. But apart from that, what were we talking about? Chocolate chip cookies, chunky. Yeah, chunky chocolate chip cookies are our absolute favorite when it comes to afternoon snacks, especially for the kids to bribe them to get shit done. But no, that's not what we're here to talk about today. Not weight loss. Sorry, not chocolate chip cookies, protein cookies. Weight loss is a metaphor for life. Now, what I mean by that is what we go through in our hardships of weight loss is a contributing factor to how our life pans out. Now, both of us have been through our own weight loss journeys, and I know, I don't know who the other one is, Morning Legend as well. Both of us have gone through our own weight loss journeys. I know myself, I was about 120 kilos at my largest, and for me that was super terrible, depressing. It was the worst part of my life. Absolutely, I was mentally not there, and food was the source of masking everything I had to deal with in life. And I understand you guys out there that are overweight.
Yeah, sorry, that was me.
Jesus, that nearly blew my ears off. What the hell was that? So yeah, I totally understand. Now, not having to go at anybody else out there, but the good thing about having coaches that have been through a weight loss journey themselves is we understand and we can empathize and sympathize with you. So we're talking about something that's close to our hearts today, because I know if I didn't lose weight, I would have spiraled out of control and been an absolute mess in life, and I didn't want that for myself and my family, because It made me absolutely miserable, angry, bitter, all the rest of that stuff. But what we're pertaining to is how our weight loss journey is can be a metaphor for what our life has been like and what it can be like. So you put on weight when you're at your lowest, and you take your weight off when you're at your highest,
Mm.
and then everything in life sort of gels around that, right? You feel like shit, your life turns to shit. But if you're feeling great, your life turns really good. And then following on from that is just talking about breaking down parts of the weight loss journey and how it relates to being a human and how you act and interact with people in life. So hopefully you get some value out of it today. More so anything relatability to what you're going through in life. And and extend a warm welcome if there's anybody out there that needs help with their weight loss. Like, send us a message. We'd be more than happy to help you. Like, it's not a sales pitch. It's just reality. We're purpose-driven people. We want to help. So if you've got any questions to do specifically with weight loss, health and wellness, muscle gain, anything at all, please don't hesitate. Hit me a follow, send me a DM, same as Ezra. Be more than happy to help out. So yeah, as I think, just to set the scene for you, like when you were at your biggest, like what were the thoughts process going through you day to day?
So for me, it was after having both the kids, I just completely lost myself. And as us mums do, we go to the complete bottom of the list of priorities. And, you get kind of caught in that newborn baby bubble, I guess you would call it.
Yeah.
And, you're lacking of sleep, you're lacking of time and, a bit of mental capacity. And I think going from 1 to 2 kids was really difficult for me as well, because I was already in such a really bad way, like physically and mentally, that I found myself, I just didn't want to make good food. I'd packed on the weight. I've lost about 17 kilos, give or take here and there, depending on the time of the day or the day.
Yeah.
But the mental side, I think, was the biggest thing for me. I completely lost who I was.
Yep.
And I just felt like mum. I felt like every day was Groundhog Day, and waking up, looking at yourself in the mirror and hating who you are, and looking at your kids and thinking what an embarrassment I am to them and what a shame I am to them, because look at me. Like, why would they look at me and think that I'm a role model, because I'm nobody's role model right now.
Yeah.
I was very, very depressed with a lot of other parts of my life, and my relationship suffered. And then the relationship with myself suffered. The relationship with friends and family suffered. I was very reactive. It was anything that you could think of is what I felt. And I think the hardest thing is to make that decision to make change. Because when you feel at your lowest, you feel really helpless.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
like there's no way out of it.
Yeah.
You try certain things, they don't work. They work for a period of time, and then you stack all the weight back on and you feel even worse than what you did before you started. So anyone that makes that decision, now's the time to change. Like, that's a super brave decision.
It's courageous.
Yeah, I think it's the most important step to changing your life. And it's not even about the physical looks, it's the mental change that happens. It's the most important.
That's what I'm going to sort of lead into next, is how the journey of weight loss involves personal growth, discipline, and resilience. I believe that's the 3 main things, right? And that's how we can relate to it, to life. Like, I think if we have personal growth, we have discipline, we have resilience in life, we can really dominate lots of things. We can take on lots of things. We can face adversity. We can face challenges and obstacles that pop up in our path. But if you're at a point where you can't stand the person that you are, you can't look at yourself in the mirror, you can't face the daily battles, like, how are you going to have resilience and grit and discipline and in any other aspects of your life? Like, if you're treating your body like shit, chances are you're going to treat your life like shit. So why I'm saying weight loss is a metaphor for life, it's like, well, we get into a pattern of discipline to maintain our nutrition and get to the gym and do our walking, we get into a mindset of growth and positivity, and we get into this momentum shift of motivation because we've got all that in place, and that goes for every area of your life. Once you start looking in the mirror and you're feeling really good, chances are you're going to tackle anything that comes your way, right?
Mm.
You are going to go fucking head on into that obstacle. And I'm reading an awesome book called The Obstacle Is the Way. It's about stoicism at the moment, as well as Schwarzenegger's book, which is fucking awesome. I'm absolutely loving that book. But stoicism it's all about controlling the controllables. You have a choice. We'll go back to the analogy, or eat the cookies. You have a choice to shove that shit in your mouth, to take control of something that you don't want to face. Like you might have a certain marriage breakdown or thing at work that's really getting to you, and you just don't want to take that on. So you find controlling by eating lots of food to make yourself feel good. Or on the flip side, some people don't eat food at all, and they treat their body like shit, and
Mm.
in forms of malnourishing themselves because they've got control over that aspect. That's one thing we have control over. We don't have control over how people are going to react to what we need to talk about or what we feel. We only have control over ourselves. So
Mm.
um
I think that's a really big thing for me. I used to think that, like, that victim mindset, isn't it?
yeah
Hard done by, the world owes me something. And when you start to realize that we all actually have a choice, and that choice is not so much like, I guess it's hard to explain because it's like a thing that happens inside your head when you realize I have a choice right now to actually respond.
yeah, definitely. Yeah,
And when you find that, that's when so many different things in your life change.
yeah,
So many different things, your relationships, the way you see yourself, the way you dress, the way you hold yourself. It's that confidence that you build in yourself of, I know I'm not going to spiral out of control here. I know that I can respond to any situation and hold that level of standards that I hold for myself and not
yeah, I love that.
degrade myself. And yeah, I think that comes back to as well, like with work, if you have that confidence, you can hold that standard
Yep,
in a respectful way.
yep.
Mm.
That's an absolute valid point about standards. Like there's a relationship between standards and perfectionism, right? Like perfectionism to me is the most bullshit term in the world. Standards, having high standards, there is nothing wrong with having high standards. Everyone's standards are different, but you can't aim for something that's never achievable. We cannot be perfect at anything. That old saying, practice makes perfect, is a whole heap of horseshit. It's practice makes permanent, right? So having a high level of standards is a great thing, but having a perfect way of doing something is got to be ironed out. It's got to be ironed out. So that's a really valid point, Ez. Another part about weight loss being a metaphor for life is how goal setting is important. When I mean by that, say for weight loss in particular, like that 1 kilo a week or half a kilo a week, or that 1 centimeter off your waist, or one notch off your belt, like that's a goal setting. That's, I want to lose, or I need to lose 50 kilos because I'm pre-diabetic, or I've got something coming up. Having a target to aim for, like a goal, that comes back into life as well. If you're starting to get discipline in place and you're having achievable goals and you're nailing those every single day to get towards your bigger goal, chances are you're going to flip it over into business, into personal, into relationships in life, and have a better outcome on the outside because you have control of that. You have control. If you've got goals, you have control of what it needs to be done to get to those goals and move forward. So like there's so many positive outcomes from having a weight loss journey that will change every other aspect of your life. It's just all about these little functional things that we've put into place, these awesome little habits that we create that get us going every single day, that push us to be the best we can be. And that's what we do every single day to all our clients, is we're trying to make them see that it's not just about the weight on your body that you need to lose, it's the weight up here.
The
And then
mental
we start realizing that once we shed the pounds in here, the rest of it will follow. The
follow.
rest of it, yeah, the rest of it will follow. Um, So, how do you view challenges in your like weight loss journey or life? Like,
As lessons. I think there is an upside to everything that we go through. 99.9% of us go through some type of trauma. And,
valid.
you know, it's the same as weight loss. We're going to have struggles.
Yep.
There's going to be weeks where we don't lose any weight. There's going to be weeks where we feel like you don't want to get to the gym, or you don't want to eat good food. You don't want to do your groceries. But there's a lesson in that. And like you said, when you learn not to be perfect,
Yep.
You understand that if you just keep moving forward one step at a time, you can get through it. But the lesson is backing yourself and building that resilience behind you of, yeah, again, knowing that no matter what comes your way, you can face it with a level head. Yeah, I think there's just a lesson in everything, and whatever that may be, and not trying to focus on the negative side of it, I think
Yeah.
is super helpful,
Yeah.
because if you start to think, oh, I've failed this week with my weight loss goal, or I failed at what I wanted to achieve in my life this week,
Yeah.
you get really stuck in that downward spiral. And then it continues from one bad day to 2 bad days, 2 bad weeks, 2 bad months. Whereas if you try and find a bit of a positive in that, any situation, any negative situation, if you find a positive in it, hold on to it and keep
Yeah.
moving
Big time.
forward with it.
Absolutely. I think I view challenges as opportunities. I think the important part about challenges is the mindset and the perspective that you have on them. Things are tough. Life is tough. Shit happens. I'm going to go back to my favorite quote that I've ever written is the shit is always going to hit the fan, and it's up to you whether you turn the fucking fan on and get covered in shit or not, right? That's the greatest saying in the world at the moment. I fucking love it. But it has so much reality to the concept of each and every day we're going to deal with a challenge. There's always someone around the corner ready to fuck your day up. Do you let that get you down? Can you control that situation? Are you the one being the dick? Like, you can control it. So every challenge is an opportunity to see another perspective on it. For me, with weight loss, it was the challenges of getting up early and getting my steps done, and making sure I eat enough protein each day and I hit my calorie target. Like, they're fucking hard. But what's harder?
Yeah,
Being a fat fuck sitting on the lounge moping about how fucking bad life is, or being the guy that's taking control, a girl that's taking control, becoming the best you can be by doing those small, simple steps. Yeah, they're fucking hard, but having diabetes is fucking hard. Having a heart attack at 40 years of age when you leave your kids and your fucking wife behind, that's fucking hard. Not being able to do the things you love every single day, that's fucking hard. Choose your hard.
Yeah, I was just about to say, when we talk about choose your hard, I think, everything is hard to an extent, especially when you don't feel like doing it. But for me, I like to think of, okay, is this thing hard, but it's going to take me a step forward?
Correct.
This thing hard that's going to keep me sitting where I'm still at. If it's going to keep me sitting where I'm still at right now, I don't want to deal with that hard. I'm
Yep.
going to deal with the hard that's going to take me a step forward.
Yep.
That's where I'm going to put my focus.
Denzel Washington said once that it's better to fall forward than fall backwards, because at least you know what you're going to fucking hit and you can see it. And that's the obstacle, and that's what you've got to push through. I feel like I'm being one of those guys that's telling, but I'm passionate about it. I know how much change can make your life so much fucking better, and I will reinforce it till the day I die. Hard is hard. Your level of hard is different to my level of hard. The shit you've gone through in your life is different to what I've gone through in my life. I will not judge you based on what you've been through, or therefore you don't judge me because you've never walked in my shoes. But it comes down to choice. You got a choice. You got a choice to change.
Yeah.
What role does discipline play in like your daily life?
I think it plays a role in everything when it comes to being a parent.
So let's talk about being a parent first. What role does discipline play in your life? as a parent?
It's setting an example to my kids that, again, there's going to be good days and bad days.
Yep.
But the discipline is you just keep moving forward. You just be better than what you were yesterday, and that's enough. For me and my son being autistic, there's a lot of challenges that come with that. A lot of challenges when it comes to him going to school and not understanding social situations and things like that. But the discipline is you get up and you go to school, you put on your happy face and you read through it. And it doesn't mean mask it, but at times you just have to move through it. I think discipline's such a big thing in everything, really. Like discipline to get out of bed and go to the gym when you don't feel like it.
Yep. It's the key factor in success.
Everything. Yeah.
It's the key. If you look at the top 1% of people in this world that are great at anything, they're not perfect. Remember that? They're great. They're not perfect. What have they got in common? It's fucking structure and discipline. I'm telling you now, they all have a list of non-negotiables every day that they do to get to where they want to be. They will have a list of non-negotiables. They will tick them off. Sometimes they won't have them written down because they know what they need to do as the basics, but they will have world-class basics nailed every single day to get to their goal. Discipline is absolutely critical. If you want to lose weight, you need to put the work in and have a chart of a nutrition plan, how many calories per day, how much protein you need to eat, how many steps you need to take, how much hours of sleep you need to have, how many liters of water you need to drink, how many times a week you need to go to the gym. The list goes on. That is discipline, right? You need to have that in place. You need those non-negotiables.
People find that they're looking for motivation.
Yeah.
And that's where discipline comes into it as well. Motivation, it's usually there in the start. You get super, super pumped because it's something new. It's that shiny new object. So the motivation is super, super high. But when you can work towards discipline rather than that motivation.
Yeah.
When the motivation's not there, you still get up and you do the thing because you have discipline. And I find by having discipline, you actually create your own motivation.
100%, because discipline creates the big thing is momentum.
Momentum, yeah.
And we all have a raging hard motivation boner, right? I'll use that. I love that Jace analogy. We all have a raging hard motivation boner when we have discipline and momentum. When things are working, when we're excited because we have the list of non-negotiables, we're getting through them. It's giving us momentum. There's little goals where we're achieving our tasks. We're feeling good. The endorphin rush is coming. Mate, I'm fucking motivated tomorrow. I'm going to do that again because it makes me feel good. The minute you miss one day and you fall into that victim mentality and you go, fuck it, you're allowed to have a shit day. Just don't make it a shit week. One day out of 7 is not a loss. One day out of 7 is a win.
Yeah. It's like that withdrawal, isn't it? I love that analogy as well. How much are you depositing into your bank account? If you're withdrawing more, you're going to end up in the red.
100%.
Same as life, weight loss. Deposit more than what you withdraw. You're always going to be a step ahead of yourself.
Definitely. Discipline comes down to not letting one day ruin your whole week. One day is fuck all. 1 day out of a year, 1 week out of a year is not going to ruin your year. Well, the problem is, did you have a shit day or did you have a shit hour where something went wrong and you just snowballed that into a fucking shit day? In 1 hour, you can change the way you think and feel and look. And that comes down to the one percenters, the non-negotiables, the world-class basics that we need to do every single day, and they will get you through that shit time. So how do you balance short-term gratification with long-term goals?
I think for me, this has always actually been something that I've struggled with, long-term goals, because I find I get very fixated on the outcome. I feel like a long-term goal is, for me, I've always seen it as the outcome. And then you get to said outcome and you expect to feel this certain way and you don't. Short-term goals for me have always been number one.
Yep.
You've got to have a direction that you're going, yes, but I put so much more focus on those short-term goals because I know they're the things that are going to get me closer to where I want to be. Balance, I guess, on a day-to-day basis, it's those short-term goals that you should focus on. But when you have those days where you don't feel motivated, you feel like shit. Remembering where you're going.
Yeah, correct.
Super important.
Yeah.
And like I said, it can stop that downward spiral of one bad hour doesn't turn into one bad day, because you think, okay, this is a bit of a hurdle that I've got to jump right now. Short-term goal today is actually just to get through today.
Yep.
Tomorrow we can start again, and that's still going to get me a step closer to that goal in the distance.
Well, that's alluding to what I need to say is short-term goals are our dopamine hit. They're our instant gratification. Short-term goals are absolutely critical to winning anything in life. We need it, but we need to have a vision, but we also need to zero in on, what one step, one meal, one gym session, 1 hour's sleep more, 1 extra liter of water. Like that's the little wins that we're going to get, but we got to celebrate them. We've got to be grateful for it. We have to celebrate the little wins. To me, personal or short-term gratification is celebrating the little wins. Nobody does that. We all
disregard them. Like,
we all push sorrow on our losses because we get more attention with losses. Why is there always bad news on the news? Because it gets more attention. When there's good news, it gets fuck all readers and it doesn't sell magazines or a subscription. So we've got to get out of victim mindset. We've got to start focusing and be grateful for the little wins. The fact that you got out of bed at 5 o'clock instead of 6:30 and you did your steps before you went to work, win. The fact that you had half a liter of water in the morning as you woke up and finally rehydrated your body, that's a win. The fact that you've done your step
half a cake and not a full cake,
100%. The fact that you put the chocolate bar back in the fridge, or you only took one line instead of eating the whole block, that's a win. Celebrate that shit. That's the instant gratification that we need in our life. And they bring us to our long-term goals, right? We have the big goal, the 5-year goal, the 3-year goal, the 1-year goal, the 6-month goal, the 3-month goal, the 1-week goal. Like, they're all the little steps that we got to get to the big one. But we've got to zero in. You can't just have this massive goal that doesn't have any steps towards getting it, because you'll never get there. You need purpose. You need a plan.
And then you're going to find yourself like super dissatisfied, because if you don't have those stepping stones towards that end game,
you're
probably not going to get there, or you're not going to get there in the time frame that you've set for yourself because you don't have a plan, and you're going to feel really disheartened that what's the point? I'm going to give up.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. This is a question close to my heart. In what ways has your body transformation influenced your mental well-being?
Wow. How long do we have here?
As long as you need, mate. Yeah.
I totally agree. This is very, very close to my heart. My life, looking back to where I was, say, 4 years ago, every single part of my life has completely changed.
Wow.
The relationship with my kids, again, having a child with extra needs is really difficult. And one of the most disheartening feelings as a parent is when you are so messed up in your own head that you can't be supportive and help them deal with huge emotions. For me now, I feel really proud of myself that I'm able to sit with my kids and help them through difficult situations and navigate emotions with a very, very level head. And I know that that's setting them up for a good future.
Yeah, wow.
The relationship that I have with my partner has completely changed. I never wanted to get married because I hated the thought of everyone looking at me being overweight and this and that. I'm now married. I had the most amazing day. And, just that feeling inside yourself when you look in the mirror and you go, I'm really, really content with who I am as a person. I no longer hate who I see. I don't
Wow.
resent what I've been through. Yeah, and I think there's always room for growth, but being content with where you are right in that moment is really, really powerful. And that I think is the most important thing in life because, I could drop dead tomorrow. And, that to me, I'm like, every moment matters. And do I want to get to an age and regret that I didn't love myself? You're only young once.
Yeah.
I want to feel good in the clothes that I want to wear. Why? Because I'm young and I can wear those clothes at the moment. I'm going to get to an age that maybe it's probably not acceptable to wear the short shorts, but those are the little moments that you're going to look back when you get older and go, why did I do that?
Yeah.
Why not just
That's awesome.
not give a fuck about anyone else and just lived my life happy?
Wow.
And I could go
Yeah.
into a lot of depth of how it's changed, but every relationship around me has changed. The relationship with my kids, my kids come out with some things sometimes, and I think, where did you get that from? Like, you should know that. Like, really intelligent ways of dealing with situations. And
Yeah, that's awesome.
I look back sometimes and I think, they got that from me.
Yeah, wow.
That's satisfaction,
That's pretty
that
cool.
as a parent, what more could you ask? You can't make your kids do anything,
No.
but you can show them the way.
Yeah.
And if you know that you're doing the right thing by you and they're following, watching that,
Yeah.
job done.
It is a fucking amazing feeling. As I appreciate you for sharing that because it's very powerful, the influence you have as a parent on your children and the way you act around them and portray the how you portray yourself in life, I guess. I'm going to get super vulnerable right now and share some stuff that I probably haven't shared enough. Is I know in my 30s, was around 33, 34 years of age, was when I was at my absolute lowest and I hated myself. I was fucking miserable to say the least. I was angry. I was bitter. I was resentful. I was super overweight. My mindset was trash. I had trauma from the past that I had not dealt with. I had not had the opportunity to forgive myself on. And I treated everybody like shit. Everybody around me did not deserve anything from me because I didn't deserve anything in life. That's exactly how I felt. And it was the most terrifying time of my absolute life. And I didn't want to be a dad. I didn't want to be anywhere near family. I resented it all because of stuff happening from my past. And the moment that I had a realization that number one, I needed help. I needed help. I had to go find somebody to help me, a psychologist or a counselor, and I did do that. And number two, I had the most amazing support from my beautiful wife, who to this day is the best thing that has ever happened to me in my entire fucking life. She is just an absolute angel. And the moment that I found out she believed in me and knew that, like, obviously she knew the trauma from the past, but that I could do this and I could get help and that I can change and that I am a good person. I know that I'm a good person and that all I needed to do was shift that mindset and shift the way I thought and felt and acted, that it would change. And I did. And I got back into exercise and I got help from a psychologist and worked hard on becoming the best I could be. And then I got respect from my kids and I got respect from everybody else. And I changed the way that I looked on life. I was in construction at the time and I was a real cockhead of a manager. Like I always knew how to help people and manage people, but I had that anger and bitter and it came out at work. And once I changed and I started working with people and started leading people properly and showing them the way and finding that the love I had for myself would come out in my work and my kids and my wife. And when I got all that compiled into one great big beautiful fucking bouquet of just awesomeness. Yeah, life changed dramatically. And I now that I'm helping people lose weight and I'm helping people change their mind, fuck man, I'm getting like a massive rush. Like I've never taken drugs before, but I feel like I'm on human speed every single day. It's just a rush. It's a rush seeing people see what I see about themselves.
Mm.
I had an interesting conversation with a woman who's going to join us soon yesterday, and she can't even walk out of her house for fear that she thinks people are looking at her because she's overweight. She can't even walk out of her house, the poor thing. And I see it in her eyes, and she was tearing up about it. And most people aren't looking at you, but that's just the hatred you have for yourself, the
Mm.
lack of love. And I want people out there to have what I have. I love who I am. I know I'm a fucking great person. I am fucking awesome. When people ask me, how are you? And I say, I'm fucking awesome. Mate, they don't know how to take it. But that's the God honest truth. I am awesome. But I've faced fears in life.
Mm.
I've never let, now I don't let anything set me back. My mental health is, I've got a six pack on my brain. I know that. All right. I know that I've got a six pack on my brain. I know that when adversity strikes, I will be the first one that will be there and will handle the shit out of that situation. Yeah, I have emotions. Yeah, I cry. Yeah, I feel like shit at times. I'm not a robot. I'm a
Mm.
human being, but I have the mindset of a fucking champion because I know what it takes to nearly lose everything, and I also know what it takes to get it back and
Mm.
hold on to it and to nurture it and to lead it into like self discovery and love.
Mm.
When people finally look in the mirror and they don't see the flabby arms and the double chin and the saggy boobs and the sad face and the tears, and they look and say, "Wow, behind all that shit that I can fix, by the way, with a bit of hard work, behind all that shit is somebody that just needs nurturing, needs support, needs love in their life." And that's it. That's the secret to life to me, is love and happiness and smiling and laughing.
Mm.
Um,
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Mike. I know I've heard parts of your story, but to the depth of how it's actually changed your life, I didn't know the depths of that. So thank you for sharing that.
yeah. And that comment that's come up right now, ha ha, I love that six pack on the brain. That's the only six pack I'll ever have. I'll tell you something. It's the only fucking six pack you ever need, mate. It's the
Exactly.
only six pack. If you want to have discipline in going down to 1,200 calories a day to get some rippling abs that'll last 6 months because you want to go back to food, go for your fucking life. But for me, having a brain and a mindset of what I can switch on anytime and do the thing that I want to do. If I want to go and do a mad bike ride, I know I have to train for a certain amount of weeks. I have the discipline to do that. I have the discipline to do that. Hey Mike, I need more of you in my life because I feel all these feels awesome. And that's what I'm here for. It's like I'm just being me, mate. I just want to share my story to the world. I just want people to understand that you're not alone, that there's a massive chance that somebody out there has been through the same or similar shit that you have. And if you just put your hand up and have the courage to ask for help, if you just put your hand up and say, "Hey, I can't do this by myself. Can you please guide me? Just guide me. I don't want, like, I've got to have my own journey, but can you please guide me?" There'll be people around there to do it.
Mm.
If you don't have support, that's what a coach is for, or that's what a friend's for. Like if you don't have a partner, I know some people don't. That's what teams are for. Like going to the gym and finding someone to train with. That's support. You need that. Nobody has been self-made in this world. Nobody who's rich has ever had the money themselves unless they've got handed to them from a death of a parent, or they got a loan from a bank, or someone funded them and they paid them back. That's not self-made. That's been given mentorship or guidance, and that's what you need in life. Weight
Mm.
loss is a metaphor for life because if you have a journey of self-discovery in becoming the best version of yourself possible physically, you have a journey of self-discovery of becoming the best version of yourself mentally.
Mm.
And it's hard work, but just choose what outcome you want. If you want to be miserable, victim, sit on the lounge, eat shit, feel like shit, don't do anything about it, that's on you, man. That's
Mm.
on you. You've only got maybe 80 years on the planet. I might only have 40 left. I'm 45. I might only have 40 left. I want every one of those fucking years to be absolutely awesome. I was talking to someone today at the gym, and we're talking about their mum's 85 and she can't walk. I said, it's not going to be me. I'm going to be 90 and still running. I'm going to be 90 and still lifting weights. Like, I know. I can sense it. I've got a vision of it, but I want to do the work. I know it's going to be hard. I know it's going to be hard to train when I'm older, and I'm going to be injured all the time, or I can't do. So fucking what? I don't want to be decrepit and hunched over. God forbid I don't have any fucking, incurable diseases. But I want everyone in the world to feel what I feel every single day, and that's fucking awesome.
I love that. Absolutely love that. And that's the goal, isn't it? It really is. It's just to feel good.
It is.
And love yourself, love life, and just live it.
Life is
not so much about the things that are around us, is it? I saw a video the other day that, spoke about the things that are around us, the cars, the house, the job, the money. When we die, none of that goes with us. No one remembers the shit that we had.
Nope.
They remember us as people.
Yep.
And I want my kids to remember me as happy and fun, and I just did life.
That's the legacy. That's my legacy is I want to be remembered for the guy that made people believe in themselves.
Yeah.
That's my legacy. I don't want people to fill my shoes. Nobody can fill my shoes. There is nobody out there that will ever have the tenacity or audacity to be able to fill my shoes because they haven't been through what I've been through. I haven't been through what you've been through. But my legacy is I just want people to stand over my coffin or watch me get lowered in the ground and go, fuck, that guy was a good bloke. And he actually believed in me. He made me do that hard shit and come through the other end just like he did. That's my legacy.
I love that.
I want to leave it on there because that was fucking powerful.
One thing. If things weren't hard, there would be no gratification when you move through it. Correct. If it was easy and everything was easy, life would be so boring and so mundane. Like, hard shit that you get through makes you feel really good.
Yep. And you grow through what you go through.
Love it.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Ez. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. I know it got a bit deep and powerful and meaningful, but I'll tell you what, it's reality. Erin and I have been through some good trauma in our life. When I say good, I actually love the fact that I did suffer because it's made me a better person. It's made this beast right here that can tackle shit in life and that influences people in such a positive way. It makes me be a better leader for my family, my kids, my partner, my clients, my fellow coaches. Like, it makes me, and if I didn't have that trauma, I didn't have that hardness, I wouldn't even be here today talking about this. So
yeah, love that.
If anyone's got any questions or you want to reach out and have a chat because you might be going through something shitty, reach out, please.
Yeah.
Please. I'd love to have a talk to anybody. I love doing it on a daily basis. My favorite thing is my random calls that I do once a day to people in the academy or people I haven't spoken to, just to express some gratitude for how good they are in my life and appreciate having in my life. So, any further discussions you got, my questions, send them through. Good luck to everybody finishing the year. I hope you've achieved some goals. If anybody ever wants to do a workshop on writing a letter to yourself, which I do every year at the end of the year, I'd be more than happy to share that with anybody. Just let me know. But apart from that, have a great day. What are we on today? Thursday? Shit. Thursday. I have to think.
I know. It's gone so
Day 4. Have a great day. Have a great weekend coming up. Enjoy yourselves. Live life to its fullest and peace.
Love you guys.